You and your brand image. Build it up, bring it up. Benefit is up and up. Your personal brand. Gain your psychological advantage. Build your brand. Do you have a personal brand image? Your brand is your reputation, the perception of you held by the external world. Your brand is all about your personal attributes, your passions, your strengths, your motives, your values. So, who are you? Have you laid a strong foundation to grow your personal brand? Are you consistently living your personal brand every day? Have you set your mind to positively influence your own mindset? The brand called you. Corporate icons, star athletes, stage artists, or film entertainers all have what it takes to be in control and in demand, a unique brand. Everything you do, everything you say, and everything you don't say is watched closely by those around you. This is used to form assumptions that will impact how your people respond to your ideas, how you receptive people are to your ideas and suggestions, your credibility with people, the respect and trust you have gained with them. Idea is to stand out from the pack, and that's what your brand should help you. If you're a lawyer, what makes you different from all other lawyers? If you are a plumber, an electrician, or a contractor, what makes you memorable? If you're a doctor, what is so special about you? If you're a scientist, what's so special about you? If your name is George Matthew or Oscar Murphy, how will people remember your name? If your coffee, you would want to be Starbucks coffee, not just the coffee bean shipped in from the plantation. So, thinking of yourself as a brand may be a new way of thinking for you, but it is vital in your personal and professional life. Make the right start now for a bright tomorrow in a professional way. Beliefs, behavior, attitudes, and thinking form your brand. Your brand is essentially determined by what you believe in, how you behave, and what people think you believe in. What you believe in, how you behave, and what people think you believe in, that's what is your personal brand. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, says your brand is what people say about you when you are not even in the room. So your brand image begins within you, in your own mind. Your attitude can positively or negatively influence your brand building efforts consistently and effectively. A weak or negative attitude in dealing with people will block your ability to succeed in building a positive brand for yourself. So let's look at the elements of personal brand, the key to trustworthiness. Number one is credibility. The words you say, the credentials you bring, and the way in which people experience you make people trust you. Reliability. The actions you take, your predictability, and the ways in which people find you make people trust you. Intimacy, the extent to which people feel they can confide in you, perceive you as discreet and empathetic, makes people trust you. So it's all about being self oriented. The more people feel you're focused on yourself rather than on them, the less they trust you. The more people feel you're focused on them rather than on yourself, the more they are going to trust you. 5 reasons to build your personal brand. Number one, expand your network, help others, and they will help you. Number two, attract opportunities. Expanded network brings relevant opportunities to you and create trust. Your unique promise of value serves as a promotional activity for your brand. Increase your influence. It is very, very key that trust and authenticity makes others listen to what you have to say. And security, you and your interactions will always be trusted and in demand. So these are the 5 reasons. So now let's look at 10 steps to develop your personal brand. Very critical, very important for you. Identify your core values, be it creativity, curiosity, humility, honesty, humor, simplicity, respect, transparency, integrity. Core values are the key for succeeding in your brand building. Your values guide your beliefs and actions. A brand is a trusted promise which requires clarity on what's your inner motivation. In other words, personality style due to environmental conditioning from the core of your being. And what values reflect the way you lead your life, which is again determined by personality type due to the genetical factors which influence your thought process. So, personality style and personality type are different, yet you need to be aware of both as you build your brand image. So, it is important for us to identify your strengths and personal attributes because a personal brand combines what you value with what you do well. So, what is it that you're really good at? What unique personal attributes or performance competencies do you bring to the table? Of course, idea is to measure your performance competencies. Maybe it's your courage, your decisiveness, your enthusiasm, patience, perseverance, or trustworthiness, just to name a few. Know your hidden strengths with help from Strength Finder assessments at the TAW. It is important for us to assess your current brand image. We should always take stock of where do we stand today. As those you regularly interact with to describe your brand image and get their perceptions of you. Your behavior pattern analysis due to situational demands, also a psychometric assessment definitely helps you. In addition to asking others, you can use the following sentence starters to help you analyze your brand. Amongst my people, I'm known for, okay, fill up the sentence. 3 things I'm really good at are 1, 2, 3. Write it down. Something about myself that I feel proud of, right? Again, some homework for you. Some wow things I have worked on in the past are, right? What are the things that I've achieved? All these answers help you start building your own specific brand image. Stay relevant, update yourself. Because crafting your brand is not a one-time process. People with strong personal brands continue to evolve, incorporate new knowledge into changing global trends, and or a change of strategy in their brand. Strong brands are always improving and making sure that they are significant to their people. Continue to evaluate the competition. Your competition is not always who you think it might be. Constantly look at who else is serving your audience or your people, your stakeholders, and what new services or support they provide. Whenever possible, get direct feedback from your stakeholders about who is trying to influence them. Stay in visibility, for sure. Many people are so wrapped up in their day-to-day life that they become practically invisible to the people they want to trust them. To prompt trust, your first concern is to be perceived. Thereby, people have something against you, against which they can test their assumptions about you. Yes, produce the results worth your people's value. Your results are a measure of how well your beliefs and actions align with your people's expectations of you. Be different, be yourself. When consistent with your promises and expectations, you will be seen as competent, you will be seen as reliable. Improve your communication. There are 5 key steps to improve or areas in which you can improve communication. Number 1, increase your communication with the depth of technical knowledge. No excuse, we're all experts in some or other field, and increase that. Number 2, develop people skill, because as you want to grow, it is just not the depth of knowledge, it's the people skills that matter. And number 3, width of business and industry knowledge. Just having depth in one area will not help. As you grow and in your career and life, you need the width to connect with different people from different fields. And then, of course, network with peers. Network with peers is so key. And the 5th one is all about future, growth of knowledge of the future, because the shelf life of knowledge is almost 0, right? And that's why it is important. It's not about what happened yesterday, what is happening today. It's also about the future. So if you want to grow to the topmost levels, then the future knowledge becomes very, very critical, so that you can manage people, you can manage processes, product, or the projects. Align intentions and communication with stakeholders. If you look at the 8 C's of personal brand management, Your personal brand is all about consciousness, constancy, consistency, clarity, courage, competence, compelling, and creativity. To trust you, people need to have a feeling that your intentions align with theirs and that you share their concerns. Knowing your communication patterns are great help. Your communications influence how you are perceived and how trustworthy you are considered to be. When the nonverbal contradict your verbal messages, they often have a much stronger influence on audience perceptions than what you actually say. So, the last one, nurture your network of influence. You see that's the two circles here. There is a circle of influence and a circle of concern, right? So the inner circle is your circle of concern, and the whole dimension is the outer circle is your circle of concern, and the inner circle represents your circle of influence. So what do you need to do? Our job is to basically think of ways to be more proactive and address the things you can do something about. Then your circle of influence will enlarge and your circle of concern will automatically shrink. Focusing on what you don't like is disempowering. Focusing on what you can do is both proactive and empowering. Kobe says, be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Your brand building starts within you, your attitude. My attitude affects my behavior affects your attitude affects your behavior, in turn, your behavior affects my attitude. So, what should you know? Know your behavior patterns. Consistently, our behaviors fall into patterns. You must know about it, right? Measure it, is measurable. And know your own inborn attitudes. These two measures are very critical to understand your brand and then start building on that. So the whole idea is my attitude affects. So the whole idea is to give a positive response instead of a negative. Thereby you become an influencer. Learn to be the influencer. Know your response style, how it affects others, and develop effective response patterns and influence positively. Very important for us to going forward. Align your personal brand with your behavior. It's wonderful. Having a great personal brand identity, powerful personal brand story, effective elevator pitch, and strong, unique value proposition can make you a big winner. Assess your bad behavior, attitudes, and thinking ways so that will help you do the right way to project yourself. Or a big loser if your personal brand does not reflect your true character or the winner personality. Not delivering on your promise is a sure way to ruin your reputation and career. People relate to you on your word and how you fulfill that. Commit yourself to live and act according to your authentic brand promise and be careful to ensure that you can deliver. When you say you will do something, you should do that with no excuses. Each time you make or break a promise, you are affecting your personal brand image. If you break a promise to yourself, you will not have inner peace and will not develop that personal charisma and transparency. So keep the promises that you make to yourself. Who you really are, emotional self, creative self, logical self, or action self, what you care about, and your inner passions should come out in your brand. Trust will be built faster when others believe you are real. And that's the whole dimension. Achieve the inner trust authority. The inner alignment between your personal brand, attitudes, and behavior is a critical step, an important step. This leads to lasting personal growth and reinforces integrity, honesty, credibility, and transparency, personal charisma, as well as trustworthiness. People with this perspective value others and make them feel credible, truthful, and trustworthy. Get help now, my dear friend. Reach for help and at theassessmentworld.com. We will help you build your personal brand. Yet another email for you to seek out is learning@oscarmurphy.com.